What up, 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 America? We in the building. Brooklyn Bears and Ball Sports Show. One more time, coming back with another fire episode. We in the building today. We got a lot to talk about. NBA possible trades. We're going to talk about a little bit some football, but we're going to focus on some NBA because we've been promising all that for a good little minute now. You know what I'm saying? Embiid, the Sixers. We're going to talk about the Clippers. We're going to talk about what's going on in the NBA, of course. And y'all know who's in the building. Don's in the building. Scrapp's in the building. We got Philly and Brooklyn. We representing today in the house. It's Brooklyn Bears and Ball Sports Show. And listen, before we get into all the fire content, and we're going to talk about who started the baldies, the fades, the beards, and everything else, and a little bit of Black History Month. We need y'all to like. We need you to subscribe. We need you to share. All right. Like, subscribe, and share. LSS. All right. Let's get it popping. Facebook, YouTube. Y'all know what to do. We
got Instagram now too. We got
we on the IG. IG is in the building. Yo, that's what's up. Yes, let's get it on. So, you know, we see the platforms are growing there. And again, special shout out to my boy Don. You know, Don has just been putting in some work, y'all. You know what I'm saying, and everything. And you know, I guess that's how you just feel motivated when your team is in a Super Bowl. I guess that's how it works. But you know, nevertheless, but Don is a hard worker anyway, y'all. He's got that true work ethic. So nevertheless, but you know, it goes to another level when your team is in the Super Bowl, and I guess it's a good feeling. You know, I don't know what that feels like. Even Scrap knows what that feels like to at least be in a recent Super Bowl. But I'm hanging in there nevertheless. You know what I'm saying? Still representing my Cowboys. It's been
I'm about to say. I see you got the star on today.
Yeah, I got my star on today. You know,
he didn't even go a whole season. He went from I'm not spending another dime on them.
This is all old merch.
They're not going to get.
This is old.
They're not. No. But this is old washed, merch. Right? You spent detergent on washing it, right? You still wasting money.
Well, at least Jerry ain't get my money from the washing. That's all. He got my initial dollar. He didn't get my recycled dollars. You know what I'm saying? To keep it clean. You know what I'm saying? So but yeah. But nevertheless, you know, these two cats.
That's a nice jacket, though, Rod.
Oh, appreciate that. Thanks, Scrap. Appreciate that.
Does it come in men's?
Yeah. You know what? America, I was just about to say. You know what I was going to say?
You can go to Marshall's. They probably have it on clearance.
Yeah.
There's a ton of them.
Just what I thought.
A whole bunch of We the Boys with shirts. We got We the Boys.
Here we go.
This is our year.
Yeah, here we go.
Right. Team. It's a whole bunch of them at Marshall's now.
Yeah. Anything you can do to wash your car with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but nevertheless, what's good with y'all fellas? Y'all in the building? What's good, man?
Oh, it's good, man. With the countdown, man. Countdown to Super Bowl, man. I can't wait for our Super Bowl show. It's going to be off the chart. It's going to be
I'm looking forward to that, man. Too.
We're going to really break down the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we will.
You know, we know who's going to win it already. So, you know, we just got to break it down so the people that are watching know.
Yeah. We got to do it for the audience. Yeah, we got to. You know, that's what we do here. We got three football minds.
Let them know what they know already.
There you go.
Okay.
They know already.
Okay.
I like that.
What the season has told them all season long, who's going to win.
Jesus. Okay. I don't think Scrap meant that when he said that part, but
yeah. I just wanted to add a little bit to it, but it's all good.
There you go.
Oh man, but without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, this is Super Bowl week, but we're not going to do a deep dive just yet into the Super Bowl predictions and all that good stuff. This is kind of leading up to the NBA trade deadline. And I think all the big acquisitions and moves have already been made. There are a few that's kind of seems like it could happen. I mean, I think the trade deadline is Thursday, so we're a few days away. Something might take place between now and then. But recently, it seems like more and more LeBron on cue does this every year around the trade deadline or in the off season, where he becomes detached from his team. He's at the end of the bench drinking red wine. He's dressing in street clothes more. He just doesn't seem like he wants to be part of the team. And then he starts, of course, his Twitter or X account starts to fire up. He starts putting out cryptic tweets, hourglasses. And, when they ask him direct questions, LeBron starts to get vague. And that's always a sign that heads are about to roll. Someone is going to get shipped out. Usually it's the coach. It'll probably be a player, unexpected player that was planning to enroll his kids in private school. They got to go. So LeBron is on one of those they got to go missions, because when you lose games, although they had a pretty over the last 6 games, they went 4-2, so that's not bad. But I think LeBron is in one of those moods where he's going to try to force the Lakers' hand to either make a coaching change or ultimately trade a player away, or try to get someone that he thinks will assist them in getting deep in the playoffs. But if we're honest with them, if we're honest with ourselves, the Lakers aren't even the best team in Los Angeles. They're not even the best team in crypto. There's another team. The Clippers are since December 1st, they're 26-5. They've been playing really good ball. Lou was able to get everyone kind of he was able to manipulate the skill sets, get everybody Westbrook off the bench. He got the right players playing good ball. Kawhi it seems like he's the most committed I've seen him in a long time. Maybe his San Antonio days, right? Before he was a big name. He is committed. There's no load management. Kawhi is playing. He's putting in that work, and the proof is in the pudding. What do you guys say?
Well, Kawhi is healthy for one. I mean, how many times have we been able to say that over the past 4 or 5 years? He's actually on the floor, and once he's on the floor, he's a difference maker. But if you put all that talent on the same team, like, it's only a matter of time before they just start clicking. What do you got? 2 former MVPs, a former Finals MVP, and then you got Paul George, who's just pretty much an all-world scorer when he wants to be. Yeah, I mean, the only problem that I saw with Harden going there was were there going to be enough basketballs? Because it's like he's ball dominant, Westbrook's ball dominant, Paul George is ball dominant. Kawhi's the only one that really don't need the ball, to be effective, because he plays on both ends very well. And I mean, yeah, none of what they're doing surprises me. I mean, I'm just surprised it took this long. I mean, everything has that, that stage where it has to, come together, the meshing stage. It has to mesh. I mean, they look good. Like, I mean, what else did you think they were going to look like? They were going to be that team that lost 4 straight games and 7 out of 11 all season? Absolutely not. Too much talent on that team, man. Too much talent on that team. So now we got to see, can they keep it up? How long does this go? It seems like everybody's ego's in place right now. In check, I should say. Russ is thriving off the bench. Harden is being Harden. I mean, I really have to check in and watch the games. I don't know if he's doing his 18-second shot clock dribble and then pass off a hot potato. Like, I was watching him the other night, and he had a 4-point play, but I'm like, yo, he literally forced the shot. Like, but it went in, so it became a highlight instead of a low light.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, they look good. I mean, you can't deny that they look good together. Like I said, you knew like they weren't going to look bad for long. So I mean, yeah, shout out to Tyronn Lue. I mean, but is it really him? Don't you? I mean, I pretty much think any coach could have had them playing like this. That just had them, all checked there. I don't know.
I don't think. Okay, so the argument could be made if you just take a collaboration of great players and put them together, that it automatically equals success, right? So are we not giving Phil Jackson credit for what he was able to do with Jordan and Pippen and Kobe and Shaq? Do we think that just having great players, they'll be able to figure it out? Or do you have to be able to deal with those personalities and kind of massage egos a little bit and help them to see the value in each other in order to succeed? I think.
Well, yeah, you have to. It has to be a, a pecking order, so to speak, of whose job is what on the team. But I think the difference between what Phil had and what Tyronn Lue has now. Phil, was coaching in the Batman and Robin era, and Tehran's coaching in the Avengers era. So it's like you gotta be pretty much brain dead to not be able to do good with this team. Like I said, two former league MVPs, two a former Finals MVP. Like Phil never had that. He had Jordan. He was the league MVP. I don't know how many MVPs did Shaq win. I know Kobe never won one, even though he should have. He clearly got robbed that year. They gave it to Steve Nash. Did Shaq ever win a league MVP? He had to.
Let me see.
He had to.
Yeah, in 2000.
Okay, yeah, I would say he had to. It's Shaq. Like, he was the biggest man walking the moon. So yeah, I mean, it's different, but I guess it's the same for this era of all the teams with the Avengers on them. But yeah. I had no. It was no doubt in my mind that they would get it together and be playing like this. Now we just got to see what they do, how far they take it. Are they going to be holding the trophy at the end, or are they going to be pointing fingers? Saying it's not my fault at the end. Because with all those stars, that's what it comes to. When when everything's right, everything's all right till it goes left. So
what do you say, Rod, about your Lakers?
Well, I mean, you're right. The Clippers. No, I'm just listening to you guys break it down, and I agree. I agree with Scrap with the fact that Kawhi is healthy. You know what I mean? Makes a difference with him actually playing, and we know what Kawhi is capable of when he plays. Right? We saw it in San Antonio, and we saw it in Toronto when he's actually on the floor. He's a great two-way player, like Paul George is too. So you got two good wing defenders there, in the both of them. But I think the difference is, to me, with the Clippers. They're top 10 in defense, and Lou is going to preach and teach defense. So defense is key for him. All his teams that he's coaches always been very well coached defensively. But and I gotta give him credit. And I've been a Harden basher for a good little while now. Harden is doing this thing. You got guys averaging 8.6 assists a game. That's nearly 9 assists a game, distributing the ball. And what the Clippers are doing, into D's point about Lou, he's able to get these guys to buy into collective basketball, right? They're all not, there's nobody really shining as like that star, right? There's no one that's really separated them. Now, their resumes may bring distinction, but this team right here, I think you see a collective group of guys that are playing within a system, and they're all scoring. They're passing the ball. They're efficient offensively, and Harden is really, orchestrating a nice flow for the team. Obviously, you got Westbrook coming in off the bench, playing very well. He obviously, we didn't think, at least I didn't think, coming to the Lakers. Obviously, we know how that turned out, but a lot of people just didn't think that Harden could fit in. I mean, not Harden, I'm sorry, Westbrook could fit in anywhere because of his one style of play, right? That aggression, that one gear that he's always in. But it's worked, and Lou, you give him credit. He's found a way to get these guys to look like a team. So now when you play the Clippers, it's all these guys. It's Kawhi, it's PG, it's Harden. Powell is playing really well. He's shooting the ball really well as well. Zubac, who I really wish the Lakers would have stuck with and continued to groom, because I like him as a center. I think he's really good. Good, nice piece there in the middle. And they've got these guys to buy into a system. So, yeah, I like the Clippers. Clippers are looking good. Now, to Scrap's point, we'll see what happens in the playoff. Hopefully, because, I don't know, it seemed like with Paul George and his teams, they can implode. But here's the thing. If they stay healthy, like you guys are saying, they very well could represent the West. I think they could beat Denver in a 7-game series if they're healthy. They just got to stay healthy. You can't have Kawhi just playing 2 games and then all of a sudden now he's out game 3. You don't even know. That's the weird part with Kawhi, right? We used to see him get hurt and didn't even know why he was hurt. He's looking mad healthy in the game, and then all of a sudden the next day he's out. Some foot, knee, elbow,
low management. Management.
Yeah.
But
so
it was like, it would be
question.
crazy. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So with Westbrook's success, is that an indictment on LeBron?
No. Not at all.
What?
Not at all.
So
I mean, it's. I think LeBron came out and said that the bringing Westbrook in obviously failed. It was a failed experiment. It was.
But I'm saying a team
That's what
that
you're
is
alluding
in the
to.
same building. No. I'm
Mhm.
saying a team that's in the same building.
Mm-hmm.
You would think with two top 10 players, if you would agree that you would consider LeBron and AD two top 10
Absolutely.
players, right?
Absolutely.
Having them, that leadership, LeBron in his 21st year, arguably the best player ever. Jordan, it goes back and forth. Mine is Jordan, but
Mine too.
LeBron being the
Yeah, I
best
would say
player
so
in
too.
some people's eyes, why was he not able to make it work? Because did he have? We can't say he doesn't have enough cachet or basketball IQ to kind of have that conversation, because Westbrook is buying into it, but you have to feel or know that it is the other teammates ingratiating him and encouraging him in that role that you coming off the bench makes us all better. And so clearly, whether it's coaching, whether it's LeBron or Anthony Davis, because you wanted him there, but I don't think they took the necessary steps to, once it soured with him being in the starting role, trying to work it so that he felt empowered even being off the bench.
Well, he did come off the bench in LA at the latter part of the beginning of last year.
At that point, the bridge was burned.
Yeah,
and, LeBron was drinking Pinot Noir at one end, and he wasn't even meeting when they had the huddle. He was standing off to the side.
Well, again,
they isolated him.
There's a lot. Well, no, I think you're right. Obviously, there was some internal things there, but I think it started with the fact that him and Frank Vogel didn't get along because Frank Vogel did not think he was a good fit. All right, but LeBron and AD wanted to bring him in because I think part of it was to get another scorer in to take the load off LeBron when he's resting, because we didn't have that third scorer. Like, you need that third scorer, and we didn't have that. So I think that's why they went with that move. Huh?
I said no Vando. He wasn't.
They were not. No Vando.
Vando.
Listen, y'all heard Vando. Listen, you hear the people talk about Vando. Vando's he's very important to the Lakers.
I heard something today. I haven't heard anybody say a peep about Vando.
If you were watching the Lakers game the other night, you was listening to Doris Burke consistently through the game, and they say it on all the national media how important losing Vando was. Vando was he's a big loss. But let me stay on course with your question. I'll say this real quickly.
I got to YouTube his name and see all the videos that come up about him.
Vando's a very good defender. Trust me, you would want Vando on your team. Vando is a very good defender and a very good wing defender.
There are a lot of good glue guys out there. He might be a good glue guy.
Yeah, he is. No, that's what I'm saying. That's what he is. I'm not saying he's an all-star, but he's a good glue guy, and everybody needs a glue guy. Your glue guy's out.
The heartbeat of the team. Don't make him a glue guy.
No, he is in the sense of. But that's if you think about it, that's what glue guys. When people say the heartbeat, right? Draymond Green was the heart. He's the heartbeat, or have been when they were at their dynastic level for the Warriors. But he wasn't the best player. But he was their glue. He was their guy.
So you're saying Vando is to the Lakers as Draymond Green was to
in terms of hustle and inspiring hustle, inspiring defense and stuff. Yes.
He don't even start, do he?
Yes, he started. Of course he started. He was a starter last year when he traded for him. He was a starter. And he started this year. But when he came in, remember he missed the first 25 games because he had surgery from being hurt last year. So he was out.
I got to do my homework.
They got to do your homework on Vando. Yeah, do a little homework on Vandy.
I'm gonna do some Vando homework.
He's probably gonna be out for the season. But the problem, reason why with Westbrook, why it didn't work. Frank Vogel issues there. Then Frank Vogel gets fired, that was the worst move the Lakers did. And I felt we should have kept him because Vogel's all about defense. I think he's very frustrated in Phoenix because their team plays, even though they're playing better now. And I think the defense is starting to come because he had to get these guys defensive minded, right? Because their stars don't play defense, and that bothers Vogel. Vogel likes defense, so. Losing Vogel, and then you bring in, then you got Ham. Ham didn't really, on his first time coaching, it just got out of control, and it just didn't work. And so we had to let him go because he was in the last
when y'all went in the bubble.
So
yeah, he was.
Vogel was the coach when y'all went in the bubble, right?
Yes, sir.
And then as soon as they won, LeBron started going into his cryptic tweets. Yeah, know.
Well, I think he's
top heavy. He'll just start saying anything. He'll just. When he's tired of people, he's tired of them. That's it.
I think you can look at the Lakers not having a chance.
Burst his bubble.
Well, he is gonna. No, you're right about that. LeBron is definitely gonna did it. She did it in Cleveland. He did it several times in LA, and even before he got the acquisition with with AD. It's just that
How many
LeBron.
coaches did he get fired already? At least 3.
3.
I don't think he really got Vogel fired. I think that was more of an amicable departure there.
So
I
if
think he just
LeBron
didn't like
wants
the
them
way
to stay,
things was.
we got to give the superstar. Now you said he's not a bus rider, right? He's arguably he's a difference maker, right? He is the man, right?
Team. Yeah,
if he wants a team, if he wants a player to stay, they stay. If he wants a coach to stay, they stay.
Yeah.
So please don't make it, this is Jeannie Buss's decision. This is Rob Pelinka making the call.
No, but I think
LeBron
Vogel
was
wanted
okay
to go
with
though. Vogel wanted to go because him and Westbrook, and then Westbrook talked about at the end of the year of last year. He talked about him and Vogel right before Vogel was let go. That he said, look, I was nice to the guy, man. Bought him a bottle of something, whatever. He was at my wedding. I mean, I was at his wedding or whatever it was, something they had gone to, but it just the relationship just foiled. It was really bad. So he didn't want no parts of it. He left him, and that was it. And so
I think
it was a lot
LeBron
of other internal things to that.
He got about 5 coaches fired. It's unfortunate.
He got Blatt. It was Blatt fired, and he wanted Spoelstra to be gone. That was it. Those only, and then I think Vogel again was amicable. Yeah, he got Blatt fired.
What about what's his name? The guy that
Mike Brown.
Mike Brown. Well, you don't know who Mike Brown is now?
No, Mike Brown. He left after. I don't think.
What's the other guy?
I think he was still coaching the Cleveland Cavaliers when LeBron left. If I'm not mistaken, I got to research that.
No,
I think he was still. I think Brown, because that was his coach before. Brown coached him to a finals. But I don't think he was upset with Brown. At that point, he just wanted to move on and try to win a championship. Cleveland was doing him wrong. They wasn't getting no pieces around him. The dude was winning with Boobie Gibson.
Next show, we're gonna have LeBron has gotten at least 4 coaches fired. I know for a fact.
I only know 2 for sure. Well, one, and the other one he tried to, but Riley said no. We're staying with Eric Spoelstra. He wanted Spoelstra out.
Yeah, he wanted Spoelstra gone.
Yeah, he wanted Spoelstra gone, and he said no. Riley was like, nah, I'm not doing that. He's
this isn't your team. This is my team.
Yeah, this is my team. Yeah, Pat Riley was like,
you can't do that
here. Who's the guy that I think he used to play on the? Did he play on the Lakers? Yeah. Didn't he get Scott fired?
Byron Scott?
No, he wasn't there.
Wait. Byron Scott never coached him?
Scott was gone.
Paul Silas. I'm saying Paul Silas, Mike Brown, David Blatt, Luke Walton, and Frank Vogel.
Luke Walton was coaching the Lakers. They fired Luke Walton. Who was after Luke? Scrap. Who you see?
I just Googled coaches LeBron got fired, and it says coaches fired on the LeBron team was Paul Silas, Mike Brown, David Blatt, Luke Walton, and Frank Vogel. So Don, you were right. 5. High five.
But I mean, you got to put that in context, though. I don't know if he got Mike Brown.
Context is you work here, and
Luke got fired. Magic fired Luke. Magic fired Luke. Luke wasn't.
Once again, if LeBron
Mike fired
wants
Luke,
you to
Magic
stay,
fired Luke. But he had to go. Luke Walton was trash. He was trash. So
but that was the same time Luke Walton.
Was trash.
Wait. Luke Walton.
Luke Walton was.
When Jeannie Buss said she was kind of wanting to keep him, right? Didn't she want to keep Luke Walton, and then that's when Magic didn't want to sever the relationship, and I'm not going to be here. Remember that whole I'm not going to be here?
Yeah, because
Jeannie
likes because Jeannie is stuck on nostalgia. That's why Kurt Rambis, and she got her inner circle with Rambis and his wife. Like, she likes the nostalgia of the older Lakers who were close to her dad to be around her for whatever reason. Yeah, she loves that yesteryear crap. You know what I mean? Like, you got to let go of that. Like, that's why they got Byron Scott in there. The Mike D'Antoni trade coaching series was bad. I don't know. That's where we really went downhill. That's when the Lakers really struggled and couldn't find their way back up until we got LeBron on the team. But Luke Walton was trash. He had to go. Luke had all those young players. Think about it, guys. You had Randall, you had Sleepy from New Orleans, my man. What's the dude? I call him Sleepy, but Ingram. So you had Randall, Ingram, right? You had the 6th man of the year dude with Utah, Clarkson. Okay, right?
Did it matter? LeBron wanted them all out anyway.
No,
So
but what I'm saying is
difference did it
Luke.
make?
No, but the problem is Luke had these guys and couldn't develop them. That was the problem. He didn't know how to develop these younger guys. And Byron Scott was horrible because Scott never played the younger guys. So he never played the younger guys. Luke came in. Luke couldn't develop all those good draft picks. When you think about all these guys across the league that are scoring, that are doing, they were all drafted by the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? And he couldn't get them. He couldn't get them up. He couldn't coach these guys up.
Did LeBron
Hard,
get
all
there
those guys.
and clean house?
Yeah, he did. Well, if he didn't do that, we wouldn't have won the chip. I mean, D, are you not gonna get AD for all those guys? Like right now, if you get all them role players in New Jersey or in Brooklyn, rather, you mean to tell me you wouldn't get rid of those guys for an All-Star? No, the point I'm making is that they were role players. You gotta make that trade. And
so let me ask you something.
We can't.
So you don't think that Clarkson and what's Bubble Eyes?
Yeah, Randall. We have Brandon Ingram.
Randall. You don't think those two are worth an AD at this point?
Well, at this point, but they weren't the players but they weren't those players back then. They weren't those players back then. I mean, Ingram, you saw shades of where he could really be good, but you're not. Are you going to try to go and invest in the upside of a player when you got a bona fide star in AD already who could clearly help you win now? Because LeBron is about now. LeBron is not about trying to rebuild. He's not sitting in a team that's going to rebuild. That's just not. He's not at that level of his career anymore. He's got to win now, and that's understandable. I mean, who doesn't want to win now at that age? Like these guys want to win now. They don't have time to sit in a rebuild situation. You know what I'm saying? That's why you think Lillard is over in Milwaukee. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, and Doc Rivers is doing a fantastic job.
Oh, a bang-up job. Bang-up job.
Yeah, he's one of the best ever. He's going to the center of the court with the clipboard, and everybody.
You see Giannis walk off the other night?
Yeah, that's all. Yo, listen, he is going to gargle, and they are going to be in a worse position, and that's fine because
that's good for him. He wanted that. That's what he wants.
Yeah, Doc Rivers. All he does is walk to the center with the clipboard, and I don't know what he's writing on it. He just marches there. But let's talk about, speaking of a team whose season is over, the 76ers is done, man. I'm sorry, Scrap. I shouldn't even started with that. But they're done, man.
Embiid, think so?
Embiid had surgery, right? And I think it was successful. They said he's going to be reevaluated in 4 weeks.
Right.
If we're honest, right? Come on. You really think he's going to be ready to go in 4 weeks? Embiid is already injury prone. More often than not, I think when teams when star players, superstar players on a team have injuries, they try to do whatever they can to give hope. This is kind of I looked at it as an Aaron Rodgers type of, he's going to be reevaluated. He's going to be his window to come back. His season's over. Listen, we're in February, right? You really think if he's out for, let's say, 2 months, he's going to be able to come back? Number one, your team where's your team going to be? Are they going to be in the play-in at that point? Are they going to be you know what I'm saying? So
it's a good chance.
Is it worth bringing him back for it? Is my point.
Right.
Even if he's okay.
Right.
I think because the East is competitive and teams could be so far down that a team's going to be like, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it to do, man. So
that's what
I think the season's pretty much over.
At that point,
Andre, what's going on?
When they it came out today that he's going to be out at least 4 weeks, right? That puts you into March, okay? And you got to think if he does come back, it's going to be rust. Then the fatigue is going to be. So I mean, if I'm them, I would have a long talk with him about shutting it down for the season. Just come back next year. We're not going to do nothing crazy at the trade deadline. Just play it out. Let it. Maxi's going to get a new deal after this year.
Absolutely.
We're going to get rid of some of those big, contracts. I.e. Tobias Harris.
Definitely Tobias. Even
he's been playing well.
Well, it's a contract year, so it's a contract year. Like he's always playing okay during the regular season. And then, the playoffs coming all of a sudden. He forgets where he's supposed to be on the floor and all that. But I mean, in his defense, it was kind of hard to play with Harden because you had to, find a spot to get a good look at him dribbling the ball for 18 seconds. and then hopefully he'll pass you the hot potato and let you just chuck up a crazy shot.
Right.
But yeah, and from what I understand, they didn't do the full surgery. They just cleaned up the flap, and they said once the swelling goes down, he should be good to play. But like I said, 4 weeks is a long time for him not to be active, because he missed what, a week, and we saw what he looked like before the accident that got the injury. Like his shot was flat. It was hitting like off the front of the rim, like more line drive, no real arc on it. So right now we're in what they call, I guess, a holding pattern to see what happens. But I'm not confident in him coming back and playing this year. I mean, I would like for him to, but and then again, like, you don't want to rush him, because now they're talking about building the new arena, and it's they wanted to be his house, so we'll see, man. We'll see. I mean, it's terrible, because the way he was playing, like he was the odds-on favorite to repeat as the MVP. But when they start talking about
he was
amazing.
They're
talking about he
35 points.
35 points is crazy.
11 rebounds and 5 assists, 6 assists.
Six assists. Yeah, it's like
amazing.
Every time he misses a game, well, he can only miss 3 more games before he can't be MVP. And we're like, he's got one of those already. We don't care about that no more. Like, let's see what a healthy full go him look like in the playoffs, and then he gets the the knee banged up, and then the guy dives in on his knee, and then now so.
Yeah. But you were right though, Scrap. They shouldn't have played him in that Golden State game. I was looking at like footage even before what's his name fell on his knee. I mean, he looked
bad.
He looked bad. Like his whole the way he was moving, he was getting in one play, he just fell. He just I don't know if you saw one play, he was just kind of under the basket, and he was kind of
and he fell,
and he just fell. It's like man, his knees looked like his legs looked like they were gonna break. So
it's like, man, it's like I don't know why, but I think like all those, all the talking heads, the Stephen A. Smiths and all those guys, and the Kendrick Perkins, he's ducking smoke, he's ducking this, he's ducking that. Like I like I said, I just don't understand, like, why the doctors didn't overrule him. Like I said, they got those people that's supposed to be smarter than everybody else to save you from yourself. Okay, doctor says you don't look good, you're sitting down. That's just bottom line. Doctor gives his opinion, and the coaching staff enforces it. Like, don't ask him, are you okay? What do you think a player's going to say? No, I can't play. Yes, I can play. I want to be out there. I'm playing. That even as kids, and you learn that from a kid. You never tell the coach you're tired, because he's going to take you out the game. As a player, you never want to come out the game. I know that now. Even when I play in games now, like, you good? Yeah, I'm good. I could be, my hands can be on my knees, while they go up and down the court 3 or 4 times.
Actually, Canandre
basket hanging, and he's like, yo, but I'm good.
Canandre's a football coach, actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. That's what's up.
So ask him. If one of his players tell him they tired, what do you do? Bring him right out the game.
You better grab him by the face, man. You better get back in there. Don't tell me about tired. No,
depending on
you'll give him a rest, I would imagine.
Yeah, I'm about to say, depending on what caliber player it is. If it's one of his better players, what's the kid from Little Tykes Friday night time? Mazel. If it's Mazel got to get back on the floor on the field. Yeah, man. So we'll see. I mean, it's going to be. I mean, and then I'm hearing all these people. You got to trade Embiid. Y'all play better without him. I'm like, yeah, really? We're 4-11 without him. So if you're fine with turning into the Pistons, then yeah, let's trade him and get a bunch of draft picks. That's you got to hope they pan out. Like, you got a surefire superstar. Like, you don't trade him, because what you're going to get in return is not going to add up.
What is the process? What is the process now? I mean, what's going on with the process?
In my opinion,
at some point, it has to pan out to something. And granted, Doc Rivers you wasted a lot of years with Doc Rivers, because he's not a coach. He's a nice guy, and I'm sure that's why he gets the opportunities that he gets. Well, he's not elevating a team. You know what I mean? Like. But he wasn't no worse than he wasn't no worse than Brett Brown. What I honestly feel, my honest opinion, is the process ended when we became a playoff team, because the process was to get us back. In my opinion, like, I don't know what they're thinking down on Broad Street, but in my opinion, when people ask me about the process, I say
in my opinion, a process ended once we became a playoff team. Once we made the playoffs that first year and lost to Boston, Brett Brown should have been let go. He said, okay, you did what you're supposed to do. You steered this Titanic through these icebergs. Thank you. You've been handsome. You've been paid handsomely. You've been paid upwards of what, $2 to $5 million for this. Okay, so it's time to bring somebody in here, because we wasted 2 more years with Brett Brown. Like, oh, we got to reward him, give him a chance to coach the team. For what? He's not here to coach winners. He was brought in here to coach losers. And while he's here, you're going to have a loser mentality. That's why Ben Simmons, he was drafted. He came in, felt like he didn't have to work on his game because he was good enough to be an all-star playing the way he was playing. So, no. Yeah, well, if you look up, like, Butler's his comment after they put us out of the playoffs when he said Tobias Harris over me, that was, I think that was more for dramatics, to be theatrical, because I saw an interview with him on JJ Redick's podcast where he explained why he left the Sixers. He said he had every intention on re-signing with the Sixers, but he heard that somebody asked somebody, do you think you will be able to control him? Like he would be a problem. And he said once he heard that, then he said, you know what, I'm good. I'm leaving.
Wait, say that again. He said, who said what now? Say it again.
Jimmy Butler. Like, I'll put the link in the group, because every time I hear people say, oh, the Sixers kept Tobias Harris over Jimmy Butler, I put the link right in it. This is why Jimmy left. This is from Jimmy's mouth, so you can't say this is hearsay. He said that he heard that somebody, asked one of the, I don't know, one of the coaches or whatever, do they think they can control him? Meaning, do they think they can control Jimmy Butler because he had a reputation of being, a problem? Yeah. So he said once he heard that, he said, you know what, I'm good. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna go somewhere else where I could, just play ball, because that's all I really want to do. So when he said Tobias Harris over me, I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? You decided to leave. They were going to offer you a contract. Yeah, they had, talks behind the scenes, but every organization has that. And while you might not think you're a problem, you have a reputation. The other 2 places you played, pretty much it became bad, and made it public, or it was brought out publicly that you were a problem. So yeah, they're going to ask around before they invest that type of money into you. And I feel like Tobias Harris kind of fell under the same, I don't want to say problem, because $180 million is a problem I think we all would like to have, but he fell into the same thing that Iguodala fell into. Yeah, he's not worth that contract, but we gave up so much to get him that it'd have been a cardinal sin to lose both of them.
Timing is everything too when it comes to free agency. When it comes to
like
Cowboys know about that. Dak is going, Dak's going to show them what it's about.
We gave up so much to get Butler, and we gave up so much to get Harris. Just to give up all of that for 3 months and then lose them all. That's everybody would have been fired.
You got to save face somehow.
Yeah, exactly. So Elton Brand would have been out. Everybody would have been out. They would have.
Is he still in the front office? He's not there anymore, right?
Elton Brand
still there?
I think he's behind the scenes, yeah. But they would have had to burn down the Carter if we lost both of them after we gave up all that stuff. Man, they would have been snatching the disc out the computers and stuff, man. They would have burnt the Carter down, man.
Right.
So I mean, like that put us in a real bad spot. And then after that, it was just bad trade after bad trade, and then it just I don't know, man. All I do is put on my shirt, my jersey, and cheer. That's all I can do. I do my part,
That's it. Hey, man.
Let them handle that, and I'll handle the this part of us right here. I'll speak for us, to the common folk.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's talk about some football real quick. This is not our Super Bowl show, but we need to talk about a little bit of football. Now, I think the 49ers, and this is not an excuse, this is a fact. The 49ers have gotten a bit of the short end of the stick. They're practicing at the UNLV field, and Kansas City is practicing at the Raiders practice facility. And so if you looked at, I've seen pictures of both facilities, the ground is at UNLV is extremely spongy. It's not it's not like the field that they're going to play on, right? The Raiders practice facility is more close to what they can expect at Allegiant Stadium. And so the 49ers did this before when there was an issue with the field. They altered their practice time so both teams could equally get some time. But it seems like the Chiefs, to this point, have said no. They're not willing to alter their schedule, provide the 49ers with, adequate time or at least equal time. And when I saw that, I was a little surprised by that. But then when you hear Patrick Mahomes say that, he wants to kind of embrace a little more that villain role because, as you see, I think we got tired of Tom Brady winning so much, right? Every year the Patriots were in it, and it got to a point where it wasn't that we didn't like Tom Brady. We just didn't like the Patriots. We didn't like seeing them every single year.
Right.
And, I'm going to wait to our next show to give my take, but could Brock Purdy be Eli Manning to Patrick Mahomes is the question. That's something you got to think about. I've been thinking about that because Patrick Mahomes, on the trajectory that he's on now, he'll have 10 Super Bowls. He'll have 10 rings. If you think about his career, if he plays, obviously things have to fall into place. Consistency. Will he have the same coach for the same time that Tom Brady had the same coach? Will they be able to surround him with players? But if you go player for player, clearly he is more talented than Tom Brady is. So you would expect him to be able to do more with less than, Tom Brady could. The consistency of the coach will matter, but my question will be, could Brock Purdy just be that person? Could he and the 49ers be that team that, when teams look unbeatable or they look like they're just marching into, their next Super Bowl and 3 Super Bowls, and he'll have 3 rings in his first 6 or 7 years. Can Brock Purdy be the Eli Manning that we need him to be? That's going to be interesting. We'll touch on that a little bit more. But the fact I find it a major problem that Kansas City is unwilling to, this is past gamemanship and just being, we're at odds with each other. I'm not trying to help you. In all sense of fairness, you could just, relinquish some time for the 49ers to train. What do you guys say? I know your teams are not in it, but what do you say?
You see, I didn't have to.
Since the low blow came in, I'm happy the Chiefs ain't letting y'all practice.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I was about to say, you know what, Don, you're right, but then that came in. You know what?
Yeah, you see what he did.
I'm not relinquishing none of my training, my practice time on our field either for the 49ers
right.
practice. If what do you say? If you can play on concrete, you can play on anything. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. It's like dodgeball practice. If you can dodge a car, you can dodge a ball. But yeah, it's childish, but I kind of understand. Like you said, they want to embrace the villain role. No, we're not doing anything to help you guys. So figure it out. Go play on the sponge. Run some sponge plays. I don't know. Yeah, it's unfortunate and it's childish. But the NFL should have stepped in, and
right.
At some point, like somebody hired, because if me and you got something, if me and one of you got something going on, I'm like, hey, can I use the good, to practice a little bit? You gonna be like, no, absolutely not. Go practice over there where they put you. Go practice in the closet. I'm practicing in luxurious, arena gym, so I can get my shots, get used to the rims and all that. Yeah, of course not. Like I wouldn't. I mean. It from the outside looking in, like us as just fans, like it should it should make a difference, but prior to the players to make all the difference in the world. I don't want them to get good practices in. I want those players to be as stellar as they possibly can be, so I mean,
well, yeah, listen, go ahead, Rod.
No, I agree. I mean, look, it's a Super Bowl, it's competition. I don't think the Niners would have done the same thing if the tables were turned. I just
Me
think
either.
you know that's just part of the game. Hey, look, it ain't our fault. You worked that out.
I
with
mean,
the
i.e.
NFL.
when Justin Tucker was, and Travis
Right.
Kelce kept kicking the
Yeah,
kicking
kicking his
Tuesday
little
away
stand
and all
down.
that.
You know what I'm saying? Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
You
mean-
know
So
what I
you're
mean?
saying,
So,
Rod, you're saying you don't think the Niners would share the facility, or they would share it?
I don't think they would have. I don't think they would have.
They've done it already. They did it
And
already
with
in
who?
was it 2019 Super Bowl? I think there was an issue
With the same Chiefs? Well, that's
Yeah.
who they played, obviously. So the
Yeah.
Chiefs. I didn't
So
know
I
about
think
that.
there
What
was-
happened with that?
There
What
was
the details
something. I
behind
think
that?
it was the Chiefs. I think it was the Chiefs. In 2019, they had an issue with the field or the leading up to the Super Bowl, the field that they were allowed to play with or practice on. And I think there was an issue with it. And the 49ers restructured their practice schedule to accommodate the other team getting, at least some time. I didn't say it was a 50-50 split, but they did accommodate to allow them to get some play in. I'm almost certain it was the Super Bowl.
What happened on that Super Bowl? Did they win?
They lost.
Yeah, see,
Nice
that's
guy
probably why-
finishes last. Sometimes not at
Yeah.
all.
That's why the Chiefs ain't giving them the field. They don't want to lose, so they say, you know what? But my
We've
thing is,
all
why
heard
don't
that
they
saying.
just let the? I mean, there's fields all over Vegas, right? Can't the 49? I don't know if this is outside of the league rules or whatever. I don't know the particulars about it, but couldn't they just rent a field with another college team, a college football stadium, and just, hey, we'll rent this out for a week? I mean, like they ain't got bread to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean there's a lot of logistics behind that. You can't just, this is not Colin Kaepernick. Just meet me at this school and I'm going to be throwing. Like, there's more logistics. The NFL, all of the people that are watching those practices would then have to camera crews, all of that stuff. It's not just a pickup.
Yeah, that makes sense too. I understand that.
I don't think
and then
it was
they would have to travel in relationship to the what do you call it there that they have the media area. So, they got to be close to that. You're right. I agree.
But that's good.
So what do you feel about? You feel like, so who you blaming on this? Is the NFL? Are you blaming the Chiefs?
Well,
what do you feel?
I am blaming Roger Goodell to a degree, because when they were asking Roger Goodell how did he feel about Taylor Swift and the Swifties, he said, "Oh, I'm embracing it. I've been to her concerts with my wife and 2 daughters." So he's just,
he's making money off of it. Of course he's embracing it.
He's making money off of her, yes. But he is supposed to be impartial. As the commissioner, hey, listen, give a generic response. Even if your heart is fluttering inside, give a generic response. He seemed like he was too
giddy.
Very giddy. Like almost, schoolhouse girl, kind of like too much. Like, we know who she is, and the NFL is eating up this whole love story,
making money,
they're making a lot of money.
And I just read she's dropping a new album, man. The money, I'm telling you, the money.
And then the Grammys, because Travis Kelce, we're about to talk about him in a minute. Travis Kelce said that he wanted, I think she just got her 13th or 14th Grammy. And Travis Kelce said he's trying to get some hardware to match her hardware. And that's all well and good. But did you guys know, and this sometimes it's good times to, like Black History Month, to find out information about, our people, our culture, things that maybe we knew or we didn't know or needed to have a refresher. Did you know that Travis Kelce came up with the fade?
Did he?
Yeah. All this time, and I'm 46. I'm gonna be 47. I've been getting a fade. Now I don't have hair to fade. I was getting a fade 30 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
35 years ago.
Yeah, me too.
In Coney Island, I was going to this barbershop named Timbuktu. And Travis Kelce,
I remember Timbuktu, yeah.
He came up with the fade. Who would have thunk it, right? Travis Kelce came up with the fade.
That was nice of him.
It was nice, very nice of him. They gave him credit for coming up with the fade.
That's how you know. But that's the cultural revisionist history, right? And shout out to Kelsey who says, "Look, don't put me out there with that."
But he was up against it. He had to say that.
He had to say that. Yeah. Well, he knew better. The cats he play alongside would tell him like, "Yo, bro, you better straighten that out. Don't you dare claim that, bro." You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be stupid.
Like knock it off, really.
Knock it off. At Black History Month,
that looked like to me that looked like the biggest, steal since what was that? Since most old Homer's drink, the Flaming Homer. He called it the Flaming Mo and made all the money off of it. Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
So
right.
Greatest theft in history.
Well, Elvis taking Chuck Berry's,
right?
You know
exactly.
what I'm saying? Music and the other dude. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
listen, you're right, man. Yeah.
Hey, our UK affiliate. Listen, our next show is going to be. We gotta introduce some basketball.
Yeah.
We gotta talk. Hey, listen, our Friday show. You're gonna want to be there, man. James, you're gonna want to be there. Our UK
so it's Friday, not Saturday.
Yeah. We gonna do Friday, Scrap. Okay. Yeah. Unfortunately, I got some obligations Saturday morning. So,
okay. Yeah.
It's cool.
Absolutely.
Okay, I appreciate that.
You don't have to be sad about it.
Appreciate that.
Unfortunately, I got things. I got things to do. But we'll work that out. But it should be our next show is going to be.
Now it's gonna be fire. And you know what else is weak too right now with the NBA? I mean, there's no real trade. I know Scrap. I think you probably know more than me. I think y'all were looking at trying to get Andre Drummond in there. And
shouldn't have left in. We shouldn't have left. We shouldn't have lost him in the first place, man.
Yeah, but it's a slow trade. Like nothing's really happening. Man. Yeah, it's nothing really.
Andre Drummond. Hey, listen.
No, Andre Drummond.
They need the backup. Yeah, they're trying to get Drummond. Yeah, that's
when he was starting. Did you see how many 20 and 25?
Yeah,
20
Drummond,
games
he's averaging 9. He's averaging 9 rebounds now.
His whole career.
Right, so
some backup presence.
Rebound
now
machine.
you don't have what.
Yeah. So that's what we need. We need somebody to grab rebound. You ever see Paul Reed try to grab 10 rebounds a game? Don't watch it. I mean, I like B-ball Paul and all, but no, Drummond. I was visibly upset when we lost him in that hard trade.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. But you know, I tell you what we are going to talk about though Friday, Don and Scrap, if we could, man. I really like to entertain the thought of what you guys believe to be the one with the most pressure for Sunday's game. So when we talk about Friday, like who has the most pressure on them to win? What does this game mean to someone's career significantly? And then I want to talk to Don too. I was watching something on ESPN and they was talking about I think you guys got 4 free agents that you guys are up that need to be paid. So maybe we could holler a little bit about that too if you want to talk. I
also read y'all think about benching Chase Young. Y'all gonna bench him in the Super Bowl?
That's fake news.
Benching who?
Chase
Young.
We're not.
Oh.
Really? I just read that on Facebook the other last night. I'm like, ain't no way in the world they're gonna bench him. What they talking about? That's
fake news. We need everybody.
All hands on deck. All hands on deck. Yeah, absolutely.
And Chase is actually one of those. Chase is one of those.
James,
free agents
listen.
Too.
And we probably won't keep Chase, but Rod wants to deconstruct our team. He's looking for it because his team is Dak's going to get $75 million a year, and they're going to have to only get $2 million wide receivers around Dak. And Tony Pollard, are you going to extend Tony Pollard?
Nah,
he's a free agent. He may
Tony's
go.
gone.
Tyron, right? He's a free agent.
We'll bring him back for 1 year, $10 million. That's not bad for Tyron, man. He's an all-pro. He made all-pro this year.
I can see the 49ers getting investigated for poaching because they is poaching team.
Who do we
the 49ers. Y'all poach McCaffrey.
Our team always gets poached. No.
Y'all poached McCaffrey. Y'all poached Chase Young. Y'all poached who else they poached from? They just Trent Williams. Y'all is just y'all poaching team.
Well, Washington has been a good pipeline for us overall. I don't have
a good farm system.
It's a good farm system.
But
absolutely. Our coaches get poached all the time.
Everybody
every season. No, not everybody. Not everybody. Not like the Niners.
Well, I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Who wants the Cowboys? Who wants the Cowboys? Who wants the
Cowboys? Kellen Moore just got a guy. He's with Scrap.
He's neighbors
now to Scrap.
We got him from the Chargers.
So he was there, right? But he's
but he was known for his work for the Cowboys. His resume is with the Cowboys. That's what you trust me. When they talked in there,
he came over, but he was out by the morning. They got rid of him. He was gone. So okay. Who else?
What for the Cowboys?
Yeah.
Oh well, and Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn is with Washington now. And we paid for Quinn to stay another year last year. He had several coaching opportunities in the last couple of years, but we was able to convince him to stay. 2, 3, 4, 5 round pick.
Second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth round for McCaffrey. That was a fair trade.
Well,
right,
you
y'all
gotta
gave
look
up
at
the whole
you gotta
draft.
look at where Carolina was at that point. Carolina was trying to acquire picks.
It was a dumpster fire there. They was giving everybody picks. Yeah.
Okay.
See what happens with a lame duck coach next year, right? And there might be a kind of a fire sale in Dallas. We'll see.
Ask James, will he trade Christian McCaffrey for a second, third, fourth, and a fifth round pick? We're not talking about free agents. We're not talking about free agents, James. I was just messing with Don, saying how they scrapping the Redskins and Panthers for parts, man. They junking them teams for parts.
Did anyone think that McCaffrey, when he came to the 49ers, let me tell you, they gave that trade, as much as you're saying we poached and we pulled the wool over their eyes and ripped them off, they gave that trade a C. They gave that trade a C when it happened because they thought that he was long in the tooth. He had been dealing with a lot of injuries, and they were just ready. Carolina was happy to get rid of McCaffrey at the time. They gave that trade that you know how to give all of the free agency trades. They gave us a grade of a C for acquiring Christian McCaffrey. But
did they?
What do they know? Yeah, they did.
Wow.
If you look it up, they gave us a C.
Well, who gave it to you? Was it like 49ers like personnel? Like, yo, let's get this trade.
No. It's it's like ESPN. They have.
Oh, well, what do they know?
But these are supposed to be professionals that
experts.
The experts that grade trades and all that stuff. They gave it a C, right? Exactly, James.
He was like the best player since he stepped into the league. Like even on that horrible Carolina team, like dude was all world since a rookie. Like
but see what
he kept getting hurt. That's what it was
because they were over usage. Yeah, they were using him. And not that we don't use him a lot. He's averaging, 23 to 25 touches a game, that's substantial in these days and times. But when you think about it, he was the end all be all. He was their complete offense. And so it didn't matter if they were loading the box, they were still trying to give McCaffrey the ball. I mean, he had, I think 1 or 2 seasons when he had 1,000 and 1,000 and 1,000. 1,000 receiving and 1,000 rushing. So they would just, talk about bell cow back. They had him, doing everything. Now there's not as much pressure because he doesn't, although he gets all those touches, he still flows within the offense. You have, other offensive players to take that load off. So, and it's going to be on full display, man. Sunday, it's going to be.
I don't know, man. I know we're gonna talk about it on Friday,
I know who you're picking.
But there's reasons for it, though. I mean,
of course.
Other than the fact that I can't see the 49ers win
42-10 is the reason. 42-10.
No, I can't have y'all win 6 chips. I can't have y'all winning 6 chips. I can't have you and the Steelers. The Steelers already got 6. I can't have it. I can't see this. I don't want Steelers winning Super Bowls, and I don't want Niners winning Super Bowls.
But what about you? Don't have a problem with the Patriots? The Patriots got 6 too, right?
Patriots. I don't have no beef with the Patriots. There's no beef with them. There's no rivalry with them. You know what I'm saying? There's no rivalry.
So what makes you mad at the Niners though?
Right.
The catch.
The catch. He said he cried.
The catch.
10 years old. Me and my dad sitting there watching the game on the couch, man. Cried, man. And you know what's crazy about that game?
I wish I knew you then.
Joe Montana he threw 3 picks and had a fumble in that game. Yeah. And Walls had 2 of those picks. The guy who obviously Dwight Clark beat in the back of the end zone. the great Everson Walls, who I think was the best cornerback the Cowboys have had, in the era that I've watched.
I wish
Cowboys.
when you were
from Grambling State too, Scrap. You appreciate
when
that.
you watched that catch, and you cried. I wish I was there.
You wish you was there. You wish you was there to witness that, to see that there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
That's why they always say next play. You can't dwell on the what happened already. You got to be ready for the next play.
Yeah, but Warner but you still got to sign Warner though. He's 24 against the cap. The next 2 years that's ghost money. That's ghost years. That's not you got to go by the guarantee years. So if y'all don't redo his contract, he's going to hit against the cap, and then you gotta have no money to sign BA or Chase Young if you decide to bring him back.
We're not keeping Chase Young. We're not keeping him.
Who else is there? There's somebody else on y'all squad. I think there's one more dude that y'all got. There's Chase. Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah, Chase, Fred, and Brock. Not Brock. I'm sorry. Chase, Fred, and BA.
He wants it, James.
Ladybug.
Just consider the source. Rod wants our team to implode.
No, I don't. I'm just saying you're going to run into successful teams.
I'm trying to figure out with your own cap issues as a Cowboys fan.
I honestly wish we would not sign Dak. I would not want to sign Dak.
And do research on our free agent.
No, I've done. Well, I mean, because your team is in the Super Bowl, and right now it's about talking about the Niners and the content about San Francisco. And you want to think about, like, in other words, what I'm saying is y'all gotta win. You really need to win. You hate not to win.
We're going into Friday show right now.
Okay, yeah. Let me back up, Scrap.
We're not gonna go into Friday show.
I'm a back up.
No matter what Rod tries to say or do, we're not going into Friday's show.
No matter what tactic he uses.
No matter what tactic
use a tactic, but
I'm not gonna bring it in. I'm not gonna.
No. So let's quickly talk now. Do you think someone brought this up and I thought it was interesting? In 2019, when I guess it was 2021, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs lost to Tampa Bay. Was that right? I think it was 2021.
Yeah.
In any case, someone mentioned that Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs their lack of concentration, or their concentration was knocked off by what Andy Reid's son did, right? And because the team, that just kind of threw the whole team off, they didn't play well and got beat. I don't think that's the reason, because their offensive line was terrible. And Tampa Bay just overpowered Patrick Mahomes, and he didn't have a minute to breathe. If you remember that game, he was under constant pressure.
Yeah,
but the comparison that they bought was that Patrick Mahomes Sr. had his third DWI. And so it is a far-gone conclusion, or pretty certain, that he's going to have to serve jail time. Will this be a distraction to Patrick Mahomes as it pertains to the Super Bowl? I think. Well, I'm not certain that him and his father have a good relationship. It seems like they have a great relationship. So you guys think that potentially will be a distraction, or do you think Patrick Mahomes, being the great player he is, he'll be able to compartmentalize and play? Now, keep in mind that they arrested him, he got bailed out on bond. They're going to allow him to make it to the Super Bowl. I think whatever happens will happen after the Super Bowl.
Well, why would it be a distraction? And it ain't like he's worried about his dad in the hole. His dad's going to be up in the stands. So,
well, I think, yeah. But I mean, life goes on after the Super Bowl. So, if ultimately his father has to go to jail, do you think that will be, whether it's before the Super Bowl or after, you think that will weigh on his mind and potentially be a distraction for him?
I mean, are they going to do his dad like they did my man at the Grammys? Just come drag him out in the middle of the Super Bowl going on? Or
oh, no. Well,
Killer Mike.
Like they did Killer Mike.
That was pretty crazy.
Yeah, that was
he
insane.
was like, don't tell me you can't be 50 and still get it. Don't. And the next thing you know, they had 8 shackles across. They had like 5 pairs of handcuffs around.
That was crazy.
That was the timing of it was ridiculous.
He got into some altercation. He told the AJC that it was it was aggressive. So what did he say? His bodyguards got overzealous, something like that, and it was because it was an altercation.
I heard something else. Honestly,
they said it was something about
I heard it was child support.
That's not. Yeah, that's not what it was though. It was supposed he had talked to the AJC about it because they were the only ones he was going to give an interview to.
Whatever it was, at an event like that, you can't talk to them. Say, we need to talk to you after this. That you really had to drag the man out here
before then, or
yeah, that was crazy.
Why not, with respect? Certain times, high-profile people, they at least give them. They courtesy. Allow them to not have the perp walk. I mean, he walked through. I mean, people was eating. I mean, just watching. There was a show within the show. People was sipping on stuff and, eating pretzels and watching him, and everybody's talking to him. And, I just think it was. I mean, it happens. Maybe that was.
Remember that Chappelle show bit when he said there's two different justice systems, and they put one group to what we go through and put up, and they call him trying. He said, "Yeah, I'm gonna come down later on to turn myself in," and they waiting like hours and hours, and you get there, the cheese and everything. They could have. They didn't have to do it.
They didn't have to cuff him and walk him through.
They didn't have to do that. They didn't.
If you're saying, Rod, based on what you know it to be, is if it was because one of his bodyguards or somebody got aggressive, why would he be the person that got arrested?
His bodyguard should have been.
What I would speculate is probably he got into an altercation, whatever, and then his bodyguards probably stepped in and in his defense, and he might have been telling you don't have to go to that level. Like, I got it under control. Like, you didn't need to jump in and break the guy's neck or something. I'm not saying he broke somebody's neck, the bodyguard, but what probably happened was the bodyguard probably saw it as a serious threat, and maybe Killer Mike didn't, and his bodyguard got a little overzealous, and then it escalated probably.
Well, once they identified themselves as officers, like, bodyguards are in stand down mode, at that point, then, it can get lethal. The cops say, hey, we're police. So unless they just rushed them and didn't identify themselves,
once they locked the seventh set of handcuffs around behind his back, because if you look, he had at least 4 or 5 sets of handcuffs to connect, because he's a big guy, but and then they just marched him through the whole proceeding. It was I don't know, but
what was you saying, Scrap? Do you think it'll be a distraction for Mahomes though? You think or no?
I feel like if he plays bad, it's going to be a convenient excuse for why he played bad.
You think so?
If the Niners are living in his lap all game, and he can't do the Houdini act and get out everything, it's going to be he's dealing with a lot with his dad. Get a DUI. It was his dad's choice to drink and drive. Like, nobody. And
that's happened to him before, so
that's his third time.
First offense,
at some point.
But this one is going to be the most severe, though.
Let me tell you something. Andy Reid. So y'all know what happened with his son. Son committed suicide. Then his other son in the Super Bowl against the Buccaneers, who drinking and crashed, right, and killed the little girl has got she's a paraplegic or something like that, and so. That whole thing, and Reed, he's clearly overcome, a lot of stuff there, and I think, I'm sure he's helping Mahomes kind of understand it. But I'll be honest, and maybe I'm being a little bit biased in the sense to the rich, although people still are human beings. But I just feel like this is I think between this being something that the father has gone through before, right? KC, the Chiefs probably got, their PA people or PR people rather, you know what I'm saying? Knowing how to stay ahead of the story, trying to keep the narrative, change it a little bit, keep it low profile. And again, his father, he's Patrick Mahomes' dad. So I think you probably may even see some, unfortunately to say, I don't think he should get any kind of biased treatment at all. But I just think that I don't think it's going to be enough to where, with all the connections and the money that the Mahomes have, it'll get blown away. It won't be.
So you don't think he'll have any jail time? He's facing 2 to 10 years.
Yeah, I honestly don't think so.
I know his son is worth.
Yeah, but you can't keep
on contract alone $500 million. But
you can't keep drinking and driving and then Mahomes.
No, I agree. That's dangerous.
At what point do he say, you know what, Dad, you need to you need to serve some time. Like after a certain point, you
tough
got to
love.
cut people off.
I agree. Yeah,
Yeah,
and if
exactly.
it's tough love, then it won't
Mahomes'
affect him
whole
in the
family,
game.
You know, he has some dysfunction in that family.
His brother too is like a little off too,
Brother
right?
his brother's off.
Yeah, I know the brother was.
Everybody's just riding at Mahomes' name.
Yeah. Well, like you said, when it's a $500 million in the family, man, you know, you tend to think you tend to think you're untouchable and you can just do whatever you want, i.e., drink and drive and get caught
His
3
brother
times.
and his pops didn't throw not one football. Now I know his father is obviously a baseball player, but they didn't throw not one. But
you gotta think. His dad got caught 3 times. So how many times you think he's been drinking and driving? It's probably like a daily thing. You know,
right,
like,
exactly, right.
Yeah,
right,
he just got caught 3
caught.
times. That don't mean it's the 3rd time he did it. It's the 3rd time he got caught for doing it. So
yeah,
facts. I agree with that.
So he needs to. I'm sure they'll figure out something where he needs to go to, you know, some kind of counseling and because it's potentially dangerous, man. You know. Yeah, thank God no one got hurt or injured or he didn't kill anybody. He didn't kill himself. And, you know.
So where this was in Vegas? He got caught.
No, it was in Texas or I thought it was Texas or Mississippi. It wasn't in Vegas.
I'm about to say, because it was in Vegas. I'm pretty sure they making examples after Henry Ruggs. You can't.
Oh yeah, with Henry Ruggs, man, that was bad. That was bad.
Shout out to the Raiders for allowing us to christen the Allegiant Stadium with a Super Bowl. We appreciate that. Just want to give all the Raider fans that may be watching. Texas. It was Texas.
Yeah, Tyler, Texas.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tyler, Texas.
Yeah.
So
Mahomes only responded to say it's a family matter. That's what he told me.
Yeah, Texas and Florida is their own countries anyway. They do what they want in Texas and Florida. So we'll see.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So listen, man. I think this is a good spot to end our show. You will move away from us, but we'll be always haunted. That's right. The Raiders. We will follow the Raiders wherever we need to. And this is beautiful that their first Super Bowl in their stadium will be by the Niners. That's a I like that. That's really good.
You know what I'm looking forward to, Scrap? I just want to see how D's going to respond. Like, what is going to be his
gracious posture in victory and in defeat. Okay. I have been that way the entire time.
Yeah. What do you say, Scrap? Scrap's raising his hand.
No, my son's in here trying to take my iPad from me.
Oh, okay.
It's his iPad.
Oh, like, pass that, Pop. I need
that.
I need that.
You got to watch out for people that they're standing by to watch you, but they really want you to fail.
I want the Niners to fail. Not you, D, but I want the Niners to fail. I don't want the Niners. You don't want to see the Cowboys succeed. Do you want Dallas to succeed?
Overall, no, I don't. But
I definitely don't want to see the Cowboys do anything good. I know
Scott don't want to see Dallas.
But what I'm saying is at this point, we're past it, right?
It's
not like we're playing head to head, right? So
it's over with now.
It really should be, I want what's, I want my brother to experience something that I'm not experiencing.
So if Dallas was playing in the Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs, who would you be rooting for?
Oh.
If Dallas or the Eagles were playing, right now, say the tables are turned, and either the Eagles or the Cowboys are playing on Sunday against brings up Ada. If the Eagles or the Cowboys are playing on Sunday against the Chiefs, who would you be rooting for?
I have to really
I'm
going to answer that. No.
Okay.
I have to really wrap my mind around that even feasibly happening.
All right. Now that you wrapped your mind, now that you see that could be a reality, right? Maybe one day. But who would you root for?
Are you talking about with Dallas?
I would.
Yeah, honestly, if it was Dallas or the Eagles playing, who would you be rooting for? We were playing against the same team, Mahomes and the Chiefs. Who would you be rooting for?
I would be going for an NFC team.
Okay, so your allegiance is to the conference.
He said that with a straight face too.
Yeah. I mean, because at the end of the day, one of you would have had to go through us, and so at the end, if I say, okay, I would take some pride and solace in the fact that yes,
you lost to the champ.
Exactly.
Okay.
But instead, rides. I want the bottom to fall out on you guys.
So wait a minute. What was you rooting for? Was you rooting for us last year?
Who? You guys? No.
No, not you.
Oh, D, was you rooting for the
No.
Eagles last year?
No.
You weren't.
Oh.
So I thought. But what happened?
No.
You said you was the
What
NFC.
happened? You just said
Let me tell you why. Because of the trash talk that took place and how we lost. And the fact that everyone was gloating, not you necessarily, but Eagle fans felt some type of way when we went through all the quarterbacks and Christian McCaffrey was under center and we were clearly, zero dimensional. Then like we were a wounded animal and you guys kind of like felt some type of way like, yeah, you didn't beat us. Like if it was a fair match and you really played, or we had all of the players, everyone was healthy, we got through it.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So nobody got hurt, and then we duked it out for 4 quarters, and the better team won. Then that's different.
It. The better team won. But the fact that Purdy got hurt so early, and then you guys were like, overdoing it instead of taking into account, it's kind of hard to win if you don't have a quarterback. But
Yeah.
of course, come full circle. We got our get back. We got ours
Against a lesser
And,
team, though. Against a lesser team, to be fair, though. I'm
What
just
are you
saying that
talking
the Eagles weren't the same. They lost a lot on defense. That team last year that went to the Super Bowl was a much better defense, a much better team overall. You didn't have
another 40 minutes coming.
Okay,
I smell another 40 minutes coming.
But who did?
I'm just trying to say, like,
who did they lose that was of great significance that they didn't have when we played them again?
Oh man, I mean, where do we start? TJ, GJ, every linebacker, both coordinator. I mean, you could do that now, but we talked about this through the season. Like,
yeah,
we were nowhere near the same team.
Okay.
Y'all beat the brakes off them,
Who'd y'all
but
lose?
that was not the
Who'd
same
y'all
team.
lose though? Who'd y'all lose?
Who did we lose from last year? Zeke.
Right. Okay. See how he wants
But it don't
to
matter because y'all
align
beat
and
us 3
join
straight
with you?
times in a row. Y'all beat us.
Oh, I'm not going for that. I'm not. My door is closed. There will
So
be
you
no
see how
Cowboy
he was
Elite.
trying to, you beat a lesser team. Yeah.
was
No, I'm just
remember
trying
that-
to say, like, I think it would have been
remember
a
that
better. The
picture you
Super Bowl
sent
would have been a
with
really
the-
good
with the
episode.
49ers and the Cowboy fans holding the rags together, the Bloods and the Crips holding the rags. There will never be no Eagle and Cowboy unity ever. Under any circumstance.
Nah, not at all.
Although the show that I wasn't there, you guys
that's the only
seemed to
Eagle
be
fan I like.
a little. You guys were extra harmonious that show. The show that it was just you two and I wasn't.
That
there.
was
It
just
seemed like-
that was just showing that the Hatfields and McCoys can exist together, but there was no unity at all.
Yeah. I mean, we
no
were
unity.
just being professionals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
We
professional.
was
You
being
know,
professional.
I mean,
that's all.
can you imagine
Yeah.
if we walked into the job and did what we wanted to do to people?
Yo,
up in 40
Yo.
office.
I'm gonna tell you. I'll tell you a quick true story. When I was driving down to Alabama, I stopped off in Phoenix City. Went to the restroom there, the gas station. And as I'm walking into the restroom, the dude come out. Dude is Eagle down, son, in Alabama. And we both just stopped and looked at each other and walked past each other real slow like this. Just walked and just looked at each other. And we just did that. And then when that was it, and I walked in the bathroom, he walked out. You know what I'm saying? Like the blood between the Cowboy fans and Eagles is real. Like we stared each other down and then we just kind of gave a little nod. Like, because at the end of the day, as a brother, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, but you know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So, that's how deep it goes. Like I say, Scrapp's probably the only Eagle fan. And Ralph Kearns, Ralph Kearns, he's an Eagle fan
sure.
too. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds like a
Ralphie's
great
number one.
man.
Yeah, now Robbie's good dude. He's from New York
he's good,
actually,
dude.
and he likes the Eagles. So but I hate but I tell you what, Eagles had some good players back in the day. So y'all had some good players. I liked Harold Carmichael and Jaworski, and Wilbur Montgomery was a really good running back. You know what I'm saying? He was a good running back. Yeah.
On that note,
You like Shady McCoy?
Yeah. Mike Quick was good. Nah, I hate Shady. Shady is trash.
Shady is.
man.
Yeah,
He's the worst on TV. Why is he on TV, son? Why? Like,
because he has 2 Super Bowls. Let me tell you, when you have hardware, it opens doors for you, right?
yeah,
but did
got
he really
credibility.
contribute to those Super
Nothing
Bowls?
to them Super Bowls, Nathan.
Nothing.
I don't even think
It's
he
like
played in
Juwan
one of them.
Howard with those Super Bowls. He's just there.
Listen, he
Right.
he won back-to-back Super Bowls. That was the crazy part.
Yeah,
He
it
won
is
with
crazy.
Tampa Bay.
Did
Then the
nothing.
next year he went with Kansas City and won.
Because
Yeah,
Andy
that's
Reid
crazy.
didn't even play him, son. I don't even think he played in that Super
He wasn't
Bowl.
even on the roster.
Wasn't on. Yeah, he wasn't. I don't even think he suited up. Did he even suit up for that Super
No, he
Bowl?
didn't suit up. No, absolutely
Trash,
not.
man.
No.
Trash. Yeah,
It was over for him by then.
Yeah.
But
good back during his days in
when
Buffalo.
you
And Philly.
listen, like it or lump it, you got to say Super Bowl champ, two-time
Yes,
Super
you
Bowl
do.
champ, Shady McCoy.
Yes, you do. Yes, you
Yes,
do.
you do. Yes,
I
you
know that goes against Rod's. You know how Rod feels about Kevin Durant.
unless you join a Super Bowl team and just be a bus rider and then get all the credit, but that's something different. But you know,
All right, man. So we appreciate. Listen, Friday show. I'm gonna save my strength for
that's
Friday.
true, James. Practice squad cats get rings too. Yeah,
That's it. It's
Yeah.
true.
yeah, it's
Absolutely.
true. It's true.
All-
And even if you get traded in the middle of the season, you still get a ring.
You still, yeah.
Yeah.
You do. Yeah.
Um,
Everybody
so,
gets rings. Conditioning
yeah.
coaches, the faculty, everybody
Everyone.
get rings. Yeah,
Everybody.
it's all good. It's all good.
Uh,
Yeah,
So
Friday's gonna be good.
Listen. In any case, good show today, fellas.
Good show. Good show.
Absolutely.
Shout outs to Kingdom Creator for the production. Shout outs
Appreciate
to
it.
Infinite Audio for the music.
Yeah.
Once again, please like, share, subscribe to our Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram page. Listen, we love all of the interaction that we receive from everyone.
I'm sorry, D. I'm only laughing at James's ifs. He always be getting on me about my ifs.
Yeah, because you do a lot of it. You do a lot of it. Shout out to James, our UK affiliate. Shout out to Briggs for joining us.
What's
Who
up,
else did we
Briggs?
have? Shout out to Kanandre for joining us.
And Andre, Coach Brown.
From Arizona. Coach Brown, we appreciate it. Listen, we're going to have an excellent show.
Yeah, be ready.
This is going to be the Super Bowl show that that the Niners deserve. We are going to, and just expect hate from. I don't think Scrap is going to hate, but Rob
Scrap's
for
gonna
sure
hate.
is going to hate.
Scrap's gonna hate. Don't think Scrap's not gonna hate.
I don't know,
Friday,
man.
Scrap is coming. Listen,
He's
Scrap,
probably
bring it all.
I mean,
Bring
I
it all,
expect
Scrap.
both of you to pick Kansas City. I do expect that, but I'm going to come with factual reasons why that will not be the case.
Okay.
And
Can't wait.
It's
Can't wait.
clear as day. Clear
Bart
as
Scott.
day
Can't wait.
why it won't. Right, Bart Scott. It was clear as day as to why it won't. It's going to be something special. Quest for 6. But in any case, like, share, subscribe, Facebook, YouTube. Until next time, we appreciate you guys joining us.
Appreciate it.
Join us on our next show live. Peace.